So I just did the 20-hour service of this 2019 Suzuki DF25. This is the AES model. There's grease fittings in a few places in case you didn't know where they were. Here and on the other side. And you also want to get under the cable as well, throttle cable. This is electric start. I used all genuine Suzuki parts. The Suzuki oil filter. And see, with this plastic in the way, I used a cap style filter wrench to get it off. Because you can't really get your hand in there because of this. You can only get a half a hand on it. So this is what they look like inside. What I did was I stuffed rags down in here, and the truth is nothing came out anyway, just a little drip after you drain the oil. Little inside view. This is a 3-cylinder engine. Doesn't look too bad to work on. Hope I don't ever have to though. I use the Suzuki EcoStar oil just to do it right. This is all the fuel system here. I do believe the fuel pump, high pressure, I think is in here. I think it's that one. Not positive. So this is the air box here. It's the throttle body in there. And there's a restrictor plate in here. I'm going to take a look at that one of these days because I heard you can unlock it to 30 horse. I think you can either drill it out a little more, or I've heard of some people removing it. I don't dare try removing it because I'm not sure that it would run right, and I don't know if you have to have the ECU reflashed or change it or do nothing. I don't know. Can't seem to get a straight answer out of anybody. I've only seen one guy try it on a 9.9 Suzuki, and he drilled it out significantly, and it was a success. He had no trouble with it. But I don't know if that's the case with these. And at $4,000, I don't know if I want to try it. So I did the propeller, I took that off. I re-greased it. I tried a 12-pitch Solos prop, and I was not very happy with it. It gave I don't know if it was a prop or, I don't know, it made a harmonic squeal. I have posted in another video. I couldn't stand it. Put the 11-tooth factory Suzuki back on. So much better. This is the right prop for my boat. It turned to 12 with no problem. The engine didn't mind it at all. But the truth is I'm getting 29, 30 miles an hour just the way it is every time with 3 people in the boat. My 10-year-old and my wife and myself. I'm happy with it. So this is my homemade transom saver. I made this. Put grade 8 bolts in there and some bracketry. Bolted it to the trailer. Now this aluminum is a lot stronger than you can buy. I can tell you that. And it's, you know, This tube is 3/16. Very strong. And I set the engine up and I put it right here, and it works awesome. Protect the transom, you know, when towing it. Important to have that, as you already know. So in the bag here, I have like a jet ski battery. I have that there to run my electric start. Keep it on a tender. I've never had any trouble with it, ever. In the 22 hours I've had the engine and boat. No troubles at all. I do not have power tilt and trim, so I don't think it matters. So for my purpose of just hitting the starter once in a while, it's literally perfect, and it weighs so much less than a standard battery. It's my 6-gallon fuel tank. As you can see, there's nothing in my boat, just some cushions and nothing else. 3 cushions. I have a box in here that has some emergency gear, a little anchor, some line, extra plug, a couple tools, some rope. I carry this 2-piece paddle. Pretty much useless, but it will do the trick in a jam. I really don't want a pair of oars flapping around the boat. So this is a 2019 Smokercraft Voyager V14, and I like it. I like this boat. I love looking at this engine because I'd like to know more about it, because I have to work on everything myself. Number one, we don't have a Suzuki dealer around here, and number two, I can't afford to pay a guy you know, the money to do anything unless I absolutely have to. Nor would I really trust anybody, you know, unless I knew them, at $100 an hour. So hopefully nothing really ever goes wrong with it too much, and I can just take care of it myself. I do have to get I'd like to get a repair manual for this so I know what stuff is, you know. But obviously it's spotless. I keep it that way, and I got lucky changing the oil. Not a drip got spilled, except down here. You know, there's your drain plug. I made a piece that fit in there. Half a funnel. I trimmed it out with a hose on it, and that ran it into a container. And I only really spilled a little bit. So it's all freshly greased up. I did the full service on it. Opened up the owner's manual and just did it. It wasn't that hard. So for the guys that have a tiller model Suzuki, what you do is you start the engine when that 20-hour service light goes off. You start the engine and let it run in neutral, and then you tap the button quickly. You tap this button quickly 3 times. 1, 2, 3 when it's running, and that'll clear your reminder down here. If you hold it in too long, it'll shut it off. Just tap it quickly when it's running, and that clears it. That's also in the owner's manual. So there it is, guys. It's just a boat tour. My plain Jane boat. Nothing fancy. That is a Smokercraft V14 Voyager 2019, and the 2019 Suzuki DF25A ES, and I gotta tell you, I love this engine so far. I like the boat. 29-30 miles an hour every time. I think that's good enough in this shell. Thanks for looking.